Alright, so join me as we design this in Photoshop. So make sure you subscribe to Cool Graphics. Let's begin. Alright, so we are in Photoshop, and in this document we are creating 4x6 document. So drop this, choose inches, the render resolution, pixel per inch, 8-bit, RGB. For the background color, let's choose black. Okay, let's click create. So let's quickly grab gradient. Okay, let's click here, drop the basics, click the first one. Let's change this to black, and for the top side let's change this. So copy this color code, click OK, and when you are here, just click here and drag up, click OK. So let's go in and bring our first image for the background. Okay, we only got 2 images to make it dope, so let's push it up. So here is cool, and what we are going to do is very simple. Let's go to filter, blur, this time not Gaussian blur. Okay, we are choosing radial blur. So in this pop-up, amount 10, blur method spin. Okay, and quality, you don't want draft or good, you want the best. Click OK. Okay, so I'm coming up with 2 videos, one on how to search for images for your church backgrounds, and one on how to create your own church backgrounds easily. The reason why they are not ready yet is that they don't like subscribing. Okay, so when you subscribe, it encourages me more to do videos. You see, sometimes a shawty will be like, oh, come and knock. I'll be like, nah, I'm going to make YouTube videos. Then she'll be like, really, you are choosing videos over knocking? These people that won't even subscribe to your channel. I'll think about it and I'll be like, you are right, you make a good knock. So I go. That's why I'm keeping long in videos. Okay, so if you want me to choose videos or making videos over nyash, kindly subscribe to this channel. And why am I even saying nyash nyash and knack? Or else we are doing church flag, God forgive me. So let's continue. We want to add noise on this, so let's go to filter and camera raw filter. Okay, so in the camera raw filter, what we are going to look for is the preset icon. Okay, so this is mine. I don't know the version of Photoshop you are using. As for me, I'm using 2020. Okay, and you don't need to use the latex to do more with Photoshop, but some of you are also using way back Photoshop. Some of you are using CS6, not bad. Some of you are even using CS5. I just realized that a certain guy is using a Photoshop dating back to the time Shaka Zulu was fighting the Europeans. The Photoshop that he used to design his flag or flags and those so I'm using 2020, and now let's locate the preset. Okay, so click on the preset and you will see grain. Okay, so drop the grain, and we are choosing heavy. Select heavy and let's click OK. So we got grains on it. Now let's add layer mask. Grab the brush and let's wipe. Make sure foreground is black. Okay, your flow 100, and now let's wipe the bottom. Okay, so after that, let's increase the brush. Okay, and let's wipe over here like that, and wipe over here like that. But let's decrease the brush again to the size, change the foreground to white, and let's do like this, do like that, and let's touch up here. I think this is cool, so let them change it to black and just wipe down here again. Probably this is cool. Now let's select this layer and change the blend mode to linear dodge. Okay, let's go into our resources and bring the next image for the background. So let's go ahead and change the blend mode to linear dodge. Let's add layer mask. Grab the brush, foreground should be black. Okay, let's wipe. Okay, so after that, let's wipe this part out. So this is okay. So right now, you know what we do. I'm bringing in the pastels. Okay, so I'm going to add layer mask. Grab the brush. Okay, and then just wipe down here. So same method, we bring in the image, we add layer mask, we wipe. Okay, but I'm going to select the layer below it first because it has to go behind it. So I'm going to add all the 3 images left. So once again, make sure you check the channel page for more graphic design tutorials and subscribe to Cool Graphics for more of these kind of videos. Okay, but I have to tell you this, it is very important and serious. I mean it. You see, I've seen through the window that my neighbor has started cooking, and I love this neighbor's cooking. I mean, the way she cooks, bro. So the moment the food is ready, I'm taking my plate, and always I go uninvited. Okay, so the moment the food is ready, I'm taking my plate and I'm out of this video. So you have to pray that we finish this video before the food is ready, because the moment I hear bang, I'm out. And whether we are done this tutorial or not, I'm cutting and I'm not completing this video after eating. So you have to pray hard. Okay. All right, so I think she's cooking good now. This neighbor doesn't like gobe. I think she's cooking superb Ghanaian jollof. All right, so pray I finish this video, else I'm out. So after this, we just select all the layers, okay, the 5 images, and then we group them so they are in one group. Now let's add brightness and contrast. Let's clip it to these images, okay, and let's make it 15. All right, text and other stuffs are coming in, so let's get our guides. Okay, so let's go to view and new guide layout. So the first one that we need to create, make sure you uncheck columns and rows, uncheck them, and then check the margin. So for the first one, set the top to 65, okay, and left 190, bottom 65, right 190. Okay, so make sure this clear existing guys is unchecked. Okay, then after that we go back to view new guide layout, and this time around we are making the left and right different. So we are making the left 110 and the right also 110. Okay, so that's what we are going to use. And if you haven't seen this video, kindly check this video out. Okay, so let's grab the type tool and click once. Now let's type H. Okay, so let me place this guy here so that you see that. So this guy, the font that I'm using is allowing freedom, and it is part of the resources. So the font size is 44. Okay, and in order to get the style, make sure that let me wait for the pop-up, the standard ligatures is checked. And if you want to know more about standard ligatures, kindly check this video out. Okay, so if I click to deactivate the F1 over here, that's the standard ligatures, you will see that it will change in style. Oh, okay, so this didn't change in style, so what a disgrace. But I think this what it has to be. Okay, so let's hold alt, click and drag right, and now I will show you the standard ligatures in this one. So I think it is R, right? So it is UR, gotta be here, and this is where you have to use standard ligatures. Okay, so if I uncheck this F1, this guy that disgraced me in the other one, and if I click it, you see they connect. So that's the standard ligatures. Okay, you get different styles of the font, and it's not always it's not any font that has standard ligatures. So let's let me select these two and just push them down a little. Okay, so the school now, let's go and bring this guy. So we first of all bring this guy, hold shift and alt at the same time, click the top anchor point and squeeze it down like that. Same way, hold alt and shift, did I say halt? Then bring it here. After that, let's change the blend mode to linear dodge. So Control T, let's squeeze it closer to this guy, because now let's go and bring this fire guy. Then let's go and change the blend mode to screen. Okay, so we got some fire over there, and let me place it here. I think let's add layer mask, and there is some over here. Let's clean that. Okay, all right. So right now I'm going to type restoration. Okay, and so grab the type tool and type restoration. I got mine over here, so I'm not going to waste time on that. The font I'm using here is Volta. Okay, part of the resources, you get that, and the font size is 40 points. Okay, now what we are going to do is, you see this text right here. After typing, setting the font size and everything, let's go to view. Okay, and you will see new guides from shape. So you will have this. All right, we are going to use these new guides. So inside of the O over here is what we are going to paste off. So it is hour of restoration. So I got mine in there. All right, now let's create a rectangle. So grab the rectangle tool and create a rectangle from outside. Okay, so I'm having a weird rectangle over here. That's because I use the stroke. Okay, so let's make it white. If yours is not white, change it to white. And in the properties, if you can't find properties, go to window. Down here you will see properties, and then in the properties, this guy, let's set it to white. Okay, but let's make it 1 pixel. Okay, all right, so let's go into the resources and bring this guy. Now right click on it, the layer, right click on the layer and create clipping mask. So we're going to Control T and then resize it. Okay, so with this we have to blur it. So we go to filter, blur, then Gaussian blur. Let's make it 20. Okay, if 20, or you can choose any number that you want. Okay, you can choose this, but for me I'm choosing 20. All right, so on top of this is where we have our location and then the theme down here. Okay, so the font that I'm using is Avenir. Okay, that LTDS font. The font size, okay, so for each one, the theme down here, that's the Gauss plan, I'm using 8.45, and the location itself, I think where is the location itself? Church Auditorium, 10. You can use 10, but make sure they are touching these guidelines. That's the reason why we created that. And this ends here, or starts here, ends there. All right, so let's get on to another thing. Now let's zoom in. Let me zoom in over here. So let's grab the type tool. Okay, and let's type date. So the Avenue font, I'm using the medium. Okay, 65 medium and point 13. All right, so with that I'm just going to place it here. Control T and rotate. Hold shift to get a vertical rotation like that. And then I'll go to FX, blending options, and in the blending options I will just take away the fill opacity and add stroke. So the stroke size is going to be 1. Okay, and then the opacity is 0. So let's click OK. So let's make sure it touches the guide over here. All right, and after that let's go ahead and lower the fill. Sorry, this one is opacity, so let's make the opacity 15. All right, now let's grab the rectangle tool and let's create a rectangle. Okay, so let me just take away the stroke and choose this color. So you can copy this color, okay, for the rectangle over there, and let me push it up. All right, so on top of the red you write Sunday and July 22 and 2025 below it. Okay, the same style that we use for the date, use it for the 2025, simple as ABC. And same font for the Sunday and July. Okay, just that with the June did I say July? June, I'm using black oblique. Okay, same Avenue STDS. All right, so we are going to use the same format for the time. And so over here we have our 6 p.m. prompt time and then GMT. Okay, just like we have over here. Now let's create a rectangle up here. So let's grab the rectangle tool and I'm going to create a rectangle. So in the properties, I'm going to squeeze or just trim, push this to the far end. The max is I think 69. Okay, 69. Wow. So Control T. Oh, what's happening? Okay, we are still here. So Control T, hold Shift and then drag up. Okay, so that we won't get the top curves over there. Click OK for that. On top of this is where we bring the same guy. Now right click, create clipping mask. Let's go to filter, blur, and then Gaussian blur. 1.3 is okay. And on top of this is where I'll add the church logo and then the name will be here. Okay, so I got mine over there. Now let's, before I add the names of the pastors, let's add the glows. Okay, so click on this pastor, his layer will be selected over here. Okay, now let's bring this. Now let's change the blend mode to screen. So we got this one right here, and let's select, you can even bring it down. Okay, but I think where it is okay. So let's select the layer below this pastor's image or layer. Okay, so select this man and then let's bring, you can duplicate, so let's duplicate this glow light. Control J to duplicate, Control T, and you can move it here, but let's bring it below that so that it will go behind that. Now we can resize it very well. So I think if here is okay, we cool. All right, then we can Control J again and Control T. Use Control T, else when you are moving you move the top glow light, or you can simply, if you are moving this glow one over here, just lock it, select, and then this part lock will lock it so it can be moved on the canvas. So which one? Okay, so this one right here, we are sending it to the back. I think, is it behind this man, right? Okay, so Control T, then I can just place it here like that, and Control J to duplicate, Control T, I can move one here. It is behind that guy, so I have to bring it on top of someone. Who is that? This man? No, which man? This. Okay, so 2 goes in here. No, let's bring it behind it. All right, Control T, then we got this one also right here. So we got our glow lights in there. Okay, and so we have our ministers names over here. Okay, so minister here, whether pastors or ministers, evangelists, whatever, you place them there. All right, and seriously, up to now the food is not ready. I don't know the kind of prayer some of you prayed. The food is still not ready, bro. Don't you want me to eat? Like free, who doesn't like free food, bros? Anyway, that brings us to the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to Cool Graphics for more graphic design tutorials. I'm going to check the neighbor's house. I'm out. Peace.